Hello, hey guys. If you guys are watching live, you can say hello to me so we can chat during this training. If you catch the replay, you can comment with any questions you might have and I can get back to you after. I'm just out of the shower, so no makeup, wet hair. That's just how we're gonna roll today. Let's see if we can tag some people in here. That might help. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna tag all you guys. You guys can see that I'm live. I've got some notes. We're gonna go over consistency and how to host a killer party, okay? So, let me just finish tagging and then I will actually talk to you guys. Hold on, going down the list. Everyone's in here. Okay, good. All right, hey Michelle, hey Lisa. So if you guys don't know me, my name is Kaitlin Dailey. I am on Michelle's team. Hey Lisa, what's up? I'm a green status presenter. Apologize for the hair and no makeup, but we're going live after this and I wanted to get all my thoughts and energy out first before I go live to do makeup. Hey Tara. And I recently, this week, was listed in the top 10 for qualified virtual parties. So if you don't know, Michelle has been on stage twice for top at convention for, look at my pen guys, it's a back scratcher pen. I'm gonna use this to just enunciate all my points today. Michelle's been on stage twice at convention for top qualified parties, which is amazing. So when we say that she's been in the top 10 for qualified parties, we mean out of over 1 million people that may or may not work their business. Okay, so that's huge. It's a huge, huge, huge number. Last year I ended up being number 17 and Jamie was 15 or something like that. And I had no idea at the time that I was anywhere close to that. But so I'm coming to you saying that I know how to host a party. Okay. So this week it was listed that I was actually in the top 10. So I'm hoping to maintain that so that I can get up on stage at convention next year. But we'll see how it goes. So Amy asked me to talk about 2 things today. So consistency and parties. And I'm a super scatterbrain. If you guys know me, you know, this is what my notes look like. It's a hot, hot mess. So we're going to try to, be somewhat organized. That's my goal, Michelle. It is. So again, super type B personality. I'm very rambly, so bear with me. If anything is unclear, you can just ask me a question in the comments. And we'll just roll with it. So I wanted to touch on consistency, and I'm gonna start with a little story that happened to me last night so that you guys can kind of have an idea of what consistency means to me. So I work full-time, so I work full-time hours, but I have 3 jobs. So I nanny for probably 30 hours a week, teach Pure Barre for about 10 hours a week, and then all the rest of my time is unique. And I think I started out thinking it would be a part-time thing, but I really work my business as full-time as possible, while still devoting my time and energy to my other 2 jobs without being completely not present. I work a lot when I get home from work. I work a lot, when I wake up in the morning, it's always on my brain what I'm gonna post, what I'm gonna go live for, what I'm doing in my parties. It's just part of my life now and I really enjoy it, so it doesn't really feel oh my God, I have to post in all my unique stuff, you know what I mean? It's just part of my life now because I'm so consistent with it and I enjoy it, so it just feels like I'm putting my personality on Facebook and that's really all it is, okay? So it doesn't overwhelm me. The only thing that sometimes overwhelms me is just trying to fit that all in time management wise with my other jobs, but you'll find kind of your flow and it works, okay? So I pretty much post on Facebook all the time, but I always kind of was, even before Unique, I was kind of a social media person, but now I think I post just a little bit more with intention. But I will get to that after, so I'm gonna do my quick story first. So a few months ago, I went to a yoga class at a brewery. I can't even talk. I've had 2 cups of coffee and no food yet, so if I'm a little crazy, that's why. So we met the yoga instructor. Her name is Anna, and she didn't know anyone, so she ended up sitting with me and my husband and my friend to have a beer after the yoga class. So we chatted and stuff, and she asked what we did and all that. And she asked that we follow her on Instagram so that we know when her yoga classes were in the area and stuff, because she bounces all over. So I've had interactions with her because we're Instagram friends. Instagram is not my main platform for Unique at all. I'm not Facebook friends with her. And I like her pictures. Occasionally we've like commented on each other's stories and had like a little back and forth about like a funny story on Instagram. But last night I posted a photo of the purple mascara selfie. So I don't post all my selfies on Instagram, but I feel like I look really good, then I do. So if you look at my Instagram, it's all like, it's basically like my Facebook wall. It's just like kind of glimpses into my life. It's not 100% unique, but a little bit here and there. So she commented on my post, like, and I've been friends with her on Instagram for months now. This was a long time ago that I met her. And she commented, she's like, I think I need that purple mascara, message me. So she hasn't ordered it yet, but last night we like went back and forth and we talked a bunch of makeup and we just like connected. Like we talked about a bunch of things. She used to be like a Mary Kay rep, but in my mind, that's important because that is consistency, because like that is a person that I met that I did not know. She was not part of my circle in any way. She actually was networking with me, to be honest, because she wanted me to come take her yoga class, but I used it as an opportunity to add her as a friend on Instagram, or, you know, follow, whatever. She sees my posts. She saw a bunch of makeup posts, and then finally, after many, many months, she decided that she was intrigued and she wanted to know more. And she probably has been thinking about this for a while because she had a few like lined up questions. She wanted to know if we were cruelty free, like if we use sketchy chemicals, all that. So she's been thinking about it for a while. But had I not taken that post to Instagram about the purple mascara, if it was just on my Facebook, I would not have probably had that conversation with her, because you've got different audiences and different social media platforms. So what I'm saying is you need to make like all of your entire personality needs to be unique so it becomes part of you, and it's not so much that you have to do all these things and it's like on your to-do list. It's just part of your life and people know that. So when you meet new people, they know what you do. You know what I'm saying? Today's to list. Oh yeah, that's huge. I'm constantly revamping my party script in my posts all the time, and I'll get to that too. I'm actually gonna write that down so I don't forget. Another thing, so I had last night, I work at Pure Barre, so we had a holiday party for clients. So it was like, basically I was working, so all the clients come in, and I say this all the time. So a lot of my customers are Pure Barre clients because this is what I do. And you can find how this will help you in your personal life. Everyone's got a different sort of circle of networks. So I see these people every day. They take my class. I work out beside them. I have conversations with them in real life. I do not tell them when they talk to me in real life, and I could, this would not be salesy at all. I don't tell them that I sell makeup unless they comment on my makeup, which sometimes they do. They'll be like, oh, I love this. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, and I'll actually, sometimes I just say thank you, which maybe isn't the best, but sometimes someone next to me will like, oh, well, she sells unique or whatever, or I'll say it myself, whatever. But what I do is, when I meet these new people, and I see them on Facebook, hey Christy, hey Stefania, guys, you can say hi when you're here and watching. When I meet these people, sometimes we do like challenge groups, so I'll actually like, when we do challenge groups, I'm interacting with these people on Facebook and I'm not already friends with them, I'm like add, because I know them already, it's not weird, they're not strangers. Sometimes I'll just look them up and I'll give them a quick add. I do not tell them I sell unique. I do not message them and send them a link. I don't do any of that thing. I just live my life on Facebook, and people feel like they know me because they see me in real life. Hey Shayna, hey Lish, they see me in real life. They're part of my life, and I cannot tell you, like, so when I say being consistent on Facebook, let me give you like a really good example. So, I mean, this happens to me constantly. So I go into work, everyone knows what I do all the time, which on some level, like if you're a really personal person, maybe this is not so great for you, but everyone knows like everything about my life before I tell them. So like I'll come into work. So this week I went to go see Bohemian Rhapsody on like Monday night. And when I was there, I checked in and I was like, oh my God, this movie is so good. Checked in at the movie theater. Then I go to work the next morning and everyone's like, oh my God, how was that Queen movie? Was it so good? It's just instantly bonds you to people. They know about your life. They feel like they're in on it. And then a lot of times I actually like will forget something, like a lot of times, because I post so much, I forget what I even posted, and I have people coming out of the woodwork, people that do not comment on anything. They don't like anything. I'll have Pure Barre clients come in and be like, oh my God, I loved that shirt that you wore on Saturday night. And I'm like, what the heck was I wearing on Saturday? I have no idea, because either I went live or I posted a photo or whatever, checked in somewhere. But I'm always kind of like, my Facebook is basically kind of like a little blog of my life, if you will. So make your profile like a blog of yourself. But I'm saying all these things because this becomes consistency, because once they've like kind of created a relationship with me on Facebook and in real life, inevitably they end up seeing the makeup. And I cannot tell you like how often this happens to me. I had someone, a purebred client, friended me recently, and then she came to class, and then she was like, oh my God, are you wearing purple mascara? And I was like, yeah, I am. And I actually didn't say anything about Unique, because I was sort of like caught off guard and I was working. So I was like kind of like, oh yeah, it's so pretty, I love it. So after that, like this was in the morning, I ended up like thinking of it later on in the day, and I was like, oh my God, I totally should have told her that I have it and it's limited edition. So I ended up messaging her. And we talked back and forth. She hasn't purchased it or anything, but she's like, yeah, I'm really interested. I've been watching your videos. But I had no idea like that she was even like interested at all. So this is what I'm saying. Even if you feel like no one is watching, people are watching. And if you show up every single day, they're going to build some sort of relationship with you, whether you know it or not. And that's how you can build your network. It doesn't matter what you do. Everyone has a life outside of Unique. Whether you have like a passion or a hobby or a job, you really need to friend those people and become their friends on Facebook. It's not weird. And then you don't have to be like, you never want to have to like reach out to people. I mean, some people maybe they do. Reach out to people that you barely know and be like, hey, you know, I sell Unique or whatever. Don't tell them that you sell Unique. Let them just see it, okay? Because like raise your hand, give me a little hand emoji if someone on your Facebook list has ever messaged you. I actually don't think this has ever happened to me. If someone on your Facebook list has messaged you and been like, hey girl, it's been so long, I just wanted you to know that I'm actually selling X, Y, and Z, and here's my link if you want to take a quick peek at it. I don't think that's ever like blatantly happened to me, but if it did, I'd be like, no, unless it was like a good friend, then I would. And especially if it looks like it's been copy and pasted into my messenger, I don't want to look at your link. Okay, that's off-putting. You need to make a relationship with people first, and then if they decide that they're interested, then they might look. Right? See, let's just have that happen. It's like very off-putting. You know what I mean? You just want to be like, I just let people come to me if they want to talk about makeup, and sometimes the puke face, Christine. But you don't want to sound like that. That gives Unique a bad name. That gives you a bad name. It makes you look cheesy and salesy. Do you know what I mean? So just do what you're doing, live your life, and if people are interested, they're going to come to you. That's what I'm saying. Of course, if they're liking your photos and commenting, get into Messenger and talk to them about it. That's totally fine, but just make it part of your consistent life, and then they will come to you. I can't tell you how many women from Purebred I've friended that have said nothing, have at one point or another been like, hey, what about that BB cream you had on the other day? And I'm like, when was I wearing BB cream? Like, I'm trying to think back to what you're thinking of, because they don't comment or anything. And they're like, can you grab me one? Put it in your next order and I'll just pay you. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Those people become repeat customers. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Live your passions. Okay. So, another thing about consistency. That's funny, Michelle. That's actually a really good idea. I probably would just be like, okay, thank you. And then just like not look at their link. You know what I mean? Actually, I can say it actually has happened to me once now that I'm remembering. Someone did that to me. Okay, so another quick note about consistency that I wanted to talk about. I feel like this is a problem for a lot of people, or just like an issue that people come with. Okay, I think the biggest thing I always hear about people think that they can't work their businesses well because they don't have time. And I'll be here to tell you, this is like a popular quote, but when you feel like you don't have time, try saying it's not a priority to me, because that's what it is. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. We all have different responsibilities. Some people work full-time, some people work part-time, some people are stay-at-home moms, some people run an actual business on the side, some people care for sick family members, some people have children with special needs, some people have a passion that's not unique that they want to devote time to, some people want to have a few hours a night to unwind. Every single person is the same 24 hours. A lot of people, you know, have a lot of different directions that they're being pulled in, and like you just have to make it work. The bottom line is, if it's important to you, you're gonna make time for it no matter what. So every damn person is busy, so don't tell me that you're busy, okay? If you're not busy, then you should be doing more Unique to make yourself busy. But so a little like anecdote from yesterday. So with my current schedule, I actually finally now have Fridays off, which is like for me, because I commute like an hour to work, and I work full-time hours, and then sometimes like with my Purebred schedule, I end up like staying longer because of when the classes are, and bottom line is it really grinds my gears. So finally, I now have Fridays off, but I had to go to a Pure Barre party last night, so I was gonna be in the area and my bosses asked me to come in to work. So my whole plan was thrown off because Thursday night I was going out to dinner with my husband for our anniversary. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have a night out. I'm gonna wake up after a nice long rest so that I can actually sleep like in 7 or 8 hours tomorrow. I'm gonna do all my mailing for my parties. I am gonna set up my parties for Black Friday. I am gonna message all these people for Black Friday, blah, blah, blah. So all of a sudden I get this text that I have to go to work. So boom, out the window, I'm annoyed. I usually go live on Fridays too, and it's like my first, hey Amy, it's like my one day of the week that I can go live and not be like, oh, sorry guys, I have to run out the door. Like it's something I can sit and talk and interact with people when they're live with me. So that all kind of got thrown out the window because I had to go to work. So instead of being like, well, that's my whole day, I can't do anything, I guess I'm not working unique tomorrow. Instead of doing that, this is what I did. And it ties into my first story. So instead of doing that, I got up and I went and took Pure Barre because that makes me feel less stressed and angry. So that was my number one stress relief. I did something for myself. I went to work and I brought all of my makeup with me. And now, not everyone's gonna have this exact opportunity, but if say you wear makeup, just post a damn selfie. You put on BB cream, post a damn selfie on your Facebook saying like, I had no time today, but I put on BB cream and it made me feel better. Boom, you just posted. It took 30 seconds. You already had that BB cream on anyway. Just post it and someone is going to relate to that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the thing I did yesterday maybe wasn't relatable, but I brought all of my makeup to work with me. And when the little boy in 84 sleeps, I just did like a glam session in the bathroom and I didn't really feel like it. And I made sure that I had enough light to take a photo because it was like, now it gets dark at like 4 p.m. But I took a before and after. I took this face and then I glammed up and I took that second photo and I put them side by side. I posted on Facebook. So I didn't get to go live. I didn't get to do any of my behind the scenes work that I wanted to. I did a little bit like here and there because I multitask all day long. But I just posted that one picture. It got tons of, I'm not saying like tons of comments, but it got a lot of interaction because people were like, oh my God, people love before and afters. And that is how I got that yoga teacher to message with me. And that's a new potential customer. See what I'm saying? So even if things don't go as planned, there's always something small that you can do. Like I could have just put on makeup that day, went to work, and then just never posted about unique stuff. But I made the time to put on makeup, take a picture of it, and I posted it, and it got some traction. You know what I'm saying? And I pretty much do that every day. Like I have a very basic like Pure Barre face and I probably posted it about 1 million times. People have seen it forever. It's BB cream, it's pressed powder, brows, mascara, and either lip stain or Hottie Lip Plumper. I've posted that combo and it looks the same probably every damn time. I've posted it a lot and been like, oh my God, no time, but this is like my no fail Pure Barre face. It's sweat proof. I love it. I look so good and I feel really confident at work. People relate to that stuff. You got to post it time and time again. Different people are going to see different posts. Not everyone sees every single post that you ever do. Do you know what I mean? Exactly. Always be, or sometimes you just like have a brief moment where like, oh my God, that's a good unique post. Just post it. It takes 2 seconds and you don't know who it's going to reach. I do stuff like that all the time. Or if you're thinking about like lifestyle posts, if you're someone that has to like really think about what to post for lifestyle posts, and I know a lot of people do, me, I'm kind of just like very like Facebooky anyway. So I'm like, often gonna do it anyway. But if you need to think about it, sometimes you're just like, if say you're a really good example for me is I have no interior design. As you can see, I'm like in an almost blank room in here. We bought a house like 1.5 years ago and I go to Facebook a lot about house stuff because I'm gonna text my mom, I'm gonna text or talk to Tim about it, text friends, but I'm like, I'm just gonna bring it to Facebook, and that gives people a glimpse into your life. People ask me about my house all the time from work. They'll be like, how's your house going? What did you end up putting in that corner in your living room? What did you do with the built-in cabinets in your living room? What did you do with that plant bed that you had outside that you didn't know what to do with? People talk to me in real life, and on Facebook, they give their input. Stuff like that. That's a good way to stay consistent. If you're thinking it in your head and it's something what people could give their opinion on, whether it's like an outfit choice, something to do with your house, just like I've had like an argument with my husband, like what's better, pizza or french fries, something stupid like that. People love giving their opinion, and that's like another way to kind of like let them into your life. Just a little bit of my scatterbrainy brain. I have an album of post ideas. Yes, that's a great point. Christy was saying that she has like a list of post ideas. I do that too in the notes in my phone. So sometimes if I'm really busy but something pops in my head, I'll be like, okay, put that in your notes, and I have like a running list. I did that with live videos too. I'll think of looks that I want to do and I'll just put them in list form so that I can go back to it. So that when I'm like ready and have time to do it, that I can just like bang it out quickly. But that's a really good idea, so that you can have post ideas and then you can kind of spread them out. Okay. Still inconsistency, just about VIPs. If you have a VIP group, I want everyone in this group, I've got a little task for you. Go into your VIP group and scroll down the wall. If all you see is a link to your current party or a graphic from corporate, I need you to revamp your VIP, because people don't want to see that. I am in a good amount of VIP groups that I'll get a notification like so-and-so updated their VIP group, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't heard from her in a while. I'm gonna go see what she wrote in her VIP. And it's like, here's my current link, let me know if you need help picking out something. And then you scroll down and there's nothing. There's no selfies. There's no information about current promotions. There's nothing about their life. And I'm like, if I was in your VIP group, I would never order from your link, because you haven't given me anything of value. It's just a link. I don't even know what's going on with Unique. What do I want to buy? You don't tell me anything. If you feel like that speaks to you, this is your truth bomb. You need to put yourself into your VIP and in your personal Facebook as well. If you're just posting links and graphics of other people or stock photos, it's not exciting, it's not interactive, people don't care about it, and if you say that you don't get views in your VIP, it's because you're posting crap in your VIP, okay? I mean, I think groups are changing, so don't focus on your views anyway. It's not even always accurate, but if you fall into that category where you have graphics, link, I definitely have seen people that have literally like link. Every 10 days they post a link and maybe throw in a kudos graphic here and there. It's not interactive. And then if you tell me that no one buys from you, or you have, a dead VIP, that's why, okay? So that's all part of consistency too. All right, I'm gonna move into parties now. So probably gonna be a little scatterbrainy. So let me know if you have questions, you can jump in. For parties, one of the main things I've been doing recently, I'm not type A, you guys know that. I'm not a super duper organized person, but I kind of am, so it's kind of like organized chaos. I typically start my parties on Thursday, just like Michelle does and a lot of the girls in this group, just because it goes like over 2 weekends, and I like for my parties to end on a Sunday, because I feel like I don't know, for weekends and Sundays, people are still busy, but they're more likely to sit down and be like, oh yeah, I have to order for my friend's party, rather than like a Monday night, we'll just kind of like get away from you. Do you know what I mean? So I like them to end on Sundays. So leading up to that, I kind of help my hostesses get all set up, and I've changed the way I've done them recently. So now I have my hostess start a group. And then I tell her exactly, I'm like, hey, I need you to make a closed group. You can invite me in. Let me know when you've invited me. I'll accept it, and you can make me an admin, and you can name it Hostesses Unique Beauty Workshop. So then I go in, I make a graphic on WordSwag that has their name in it. I make them all different so I don't get confused when I have multiple parties at once. I post it there, and then I post a welcome message with my face. That's also WordSwag graphic, so they see my face, and I give them a whole personalized blurb on like my unique story and everything that's happening in the party. I've been having them set it up like days in advance, because if you guys have not noticed, if you haven't posted parties, groups are like all kinds of cray right now. So they're not like, people are in preview mode, and it's hard to invite people, so I have them do it days in advance. If they've got people in there, if they're the type of hostess that's like, great, I'm doing it right now and I'm inviting everyone in and they're on it, then leading up, if it's like days before the party's actually gonna start, I will post like once a day, like, hey, like with a picture of my face again, a graphic, like, hey, get excited, this party is happening soon. I actually try not to use the word party at all. I usually say this beauty workshop is getting underway like on Thursday. In the meantime, let's introduce ourselves. Like, let me know if you've heard of Unique, like just little interactive posts, just so people aren't like, I've been added to this group and now there's nothing happening, I'm confused. But I like to give people some time, because every hostess is different, everyone's personality is different, people just operate differently. So I like to give them time. So if they're like a type A person that wants it done right away, or if they're like somewhere like at a type B and they're gonna do it last minute, there's just like a range, okay? So I try to be organized so that everything's going. I have a couple of mock parties. I have one recently, you guys are probably in it. So I kind of go off my mock parties. Before I had a mock party, I would just go off my last party. And like I was saying before, I do change up my content pretty regularly. So I have like a certain kind of schedule. So basically my first day is like a welcome and mascara. And the second day is still kind of welcome and mascara. And then I start dabbling into skincare. Then we go into face makeup. So it starts with foundation all the way to bronzer, blush, luminizer, all that. Then we do eyes, lips, and I scatter collections throughout. I don't do a collections day. I just like post them here and there as they kind of fit into the categories. I always post about the opportunity, because you never know who's watching. You'll get new presenters out of other parties. I always post a graphic about like, are you jealous of your hostess's rewards? And if they have a good party, I'll like post what they actually have. Do you want free makeup too? Like host a book a beauty workshop with me and I'll give you 5 extra raffle entries for a free product. Going into free product, if you have the means to do so, I really recommend that. I never pay for giveaways. I always use Ycash. If you have half off items, we don't do them anymore, but if you have them, that's another good way. You can buy like a collection or sets of things and divvy them up so it's cheaper for you. But I find that it really motivates people to play the games and interact in your interactive posts. If you're offering a giveaway, right now I just do a lip or eyeliner and I buy them ahead of time. I buy the 10-pack with Ycash. Also the sharpener too, and I just purchase like popular shades and then I let them choose from that. But now that we're getting back into like we can host as many parties as we want in our own name, I may change it up, but that's just what I'm doing now when we weren't really like getting a lot of our own Ycash. Miss A's is another website I just ordered from. I haven't received it yet, but it's like cute little canvas makeup bags that say cute little makeup sayings on them. They're $1 a piece. That would be another really good giveaway. Just something little to get people interacted, and it's just fun. I highly recommend, okay? Let's see. I'm going to start at the top again. So for parties, again, you want to make it you and you want to make it genuine. I know like when you first sign up, sometimes you don't have all the products. Sometimes you don't have pictures of yourself and all the products, but that's this goes back to being consistent. If you're posting every day and you're posting a selfie of yourself, which I very, very much recommend that you do, then you are going to have, if you're doing that 7 days a week, you are going to have yourself in that lipstick, in BB cream, in the Epic, okay? So post a photo of yourself because people want to see you more than they want to see like stock photos. You know what I'm saying? Make it sound like yourself. I've had people take my mock parties and just copy and paste my exact post and then post it in their party. And the reason why that you should not do this is because, first of all, your hostess probably knows how you talk. Maybe no one else does. But I just find it to be like super not genuine, especially if it's like a lot of my posts are like, oh my God, BB cream is my absolute favorite thing ever. The powder concealer brush is the only brush that I use. Lip stain is my #1 favorite lip product, and I'll tell you why. Because when I teach Pure Barre, I have to have a microphone near my mouth, and it does not budge. What else do I post that's like super duper me? I love the Totally Pumped Duo. I'm obsessed with the Waterproof Epic and the fibers. That specific combo is wonderful to me. So I'm telling you, my favorites are BB cream, not liquid foundation, Waterproof Epic and fibers, lip stain. These are all very personal things to me. If you take my post, which is fine if you feel that way, and you write word for word that that's you, that is not genuine. You're not telling people what you really love. You're just telling them what another unique presenter said. And I don't think that that's a way to like create relationships with people. They want to go to you for makeup help if they want to know what you use, what your favorite thing is. You know what I'm saying? And if you say it like me, where I'm like, oh my God, hey girl, like, I don't really talk like hey girl, but in my parties they're more like, not like super like professional and like stiff. It's more like laid back and like we're having fun. Like you're getting what you get of me in real life, which is very casual. And if that's like not really your personality, you can tell from online, it's just not going to come off as genuine. And people are going to connect to a real genuine person. If you want to connect with these people past this party, you need to be yourself and be the real you, if that makes sense. Don't overload with graphics. I know it's tough if you don't have a certain product. Even if you have one picture of you and one lipstick and that's all you have, post one photo and say, I love the Opulence lipsticks. They're so smooth and creamy, long lasting, love the shades. Just post one photo. You don't need to post 10 pictures because chances are people are not going to be scrolling through all those 10 pictures. That's something I've been changing lately. I've been just doing like 1 or 2 really good graphics. And then if people are interested, I can go to them in Messenger and show them like all the colors if they like need some help or something like that. You want to have conversations with people in the group. So if they're posting on something, don't just leave it. Like if someone's like, oh my God, that looks awesome. You don't just leave that comment like dead. You need to like the comment. Sorry guys, I need to grab a tissue. You need to like the comment. You can reply to it right there. Or what I probably do is I comment on it in the post. First of all, one thing I do, because I run a lot of parties at the same time, I stack them. When I like a comment in my brain, if I have reacted to a comment or like something in a party that's like for points or raffles, that means I've seen it and it's been accounted for. Otherwise, I'm like, oh my God, did I already see this? I'm not even sure. So I always make sure to like everything. I'll write back. And if they're like, oh my God, I love this lipstick. I need a new lipstick. So I'm going to like that post and be like, I know, isn't it awesome? And then I take it to Messenger and be like, hey, like what color lipstick shades do you have? Or do you like, I can recommend a shade for you. So now I've gotten them into Messenger. When you get people into Messenger, you're going to show up on their newsfeed more, which I need to delve into. I friend all these people in my parties too. So when people are interactive in parties, so as soon as they play my first welcome game, which is like, it's the first time they can get raffle entries. It's 2 raffle entries and they tell me what kind of like makeup person they are, whether it's like neutral, don't wear makeup, like a glam look, like try new things. Once they play that, I'm like, hey, welcome so-and-so. I love a neutral look too, but I like trying everything. And then I friend them. Okay, so now when that party is over, even if they don't buy from me, even if they never even write anything else in this party, if they accepted my friend request, they're gonna see my face all the time on their newsfeed, and at some point they may build a relationship with me and feel like they trust me enough that they want to buy something from me. Do you know what I'm saying? They may feel like at some point, oh, I need a BB cream. Who's that girl that always talks about BB cream? And they're gonna go to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Hello? What's up? I'm live.
Oh.
What are you doing?
You're free.
Hey. What, did you think I was talking to myself?
I don't know.
This is Tim, guys.
You need
I was like, why are you coming in? Is something wrong? I thought that you would have told me something. All right, anyways, so I friend all these people so that they stay on my timeline all the time. And this is helpful because people do come to me after, like and I haven't always done this. This is like a more recent thing that I've been friending everyone. I've had people come to me after a party has closed. Okay, good example. I'm hosting a party for someone this week who messaged me after her friend's party closed, and she wasn't like super duper interactive, but she was like somewhat, and she was like, hey, I really want to buy some stuff. I just couldn't buy it in Katie's party, but I will be in touch soon to purchase some stuff from you. And I said, oh, that's great. Let's host a party. And initially she was like, no, or she was just kind of like, okay, I'll let you know. And I was like, okay, whatever. She ended up winning the raffle in that party. So I sent her an eyeliner and I was like, hey, your eyeliner's on the way. Also, I'm doing some Black Friday parties. Let me put you on my list. And then she was like, okay, so now we're doing one. But that's another thing. Be consistent about following up with them on the parties too. Like sometimes people say no and it's really just like a not right now. You know what I'm saying? So don't feel like you're bugging them. I mean, don't go and like harass them, but it's okay to bring it up more than once, especially if it fits into a conversation. And if you're having other conversations with them, you can like bring it up in other ways. So I'm always friending those people because this has happened to me twice recently where someone was like one person didn't have the money right away. And then another person just was like not ready to bite the bullet. And then after she watched me for a couple of weeks, then she was like, okay, I'm ready to make my order now. So don't lose those people because parties are about networking. It's not so much about sales. It's more about building relationships with other people that you maybe would not have known otherwise because your hostesses are inviting you into their lives. You know what I mean? Okay. A good way, this is my first like icebreaker in the first couple of days. So I think it's actually my first day that I post this. You can do a poll option on your Facebook, and I think they actually just changed it recently because I've seen people post like pictures, but what I do is just text. It's a poll and it says, what kind of mascara do you prefer? And I do black, brown, waterproof. Recently I've done purple, just end with like a wow face. And you don't get notifications that people respond to it, so just know that you do have to go back and see what people voted for. And when say I see 4 votes for regular black mascara, I go to those 4 people, I friend them. I don't wait for them to like accept it or anything. I just send them a friend request and then I message them and I'll say, hey, I'll be like, hey Shannon, thank you so much for like checking into Jacqueline's party. It's really helpful for her to have a successful party when her friends interact, so I really appreciate you doing that. I saw that you voted for black mascara in the mascara poll. Do you have a mascara that you love? And then I just wait for them to respond. I don't like send a picture or like blast any information about Epic. I just say like, I want to know, because I'm like, if they're really happy with their mascara, usually I'm like, okay, I'm like, oh, my mascara is bomb. But a lot of times people are like, yeah, like I've tried a bunch of things. There's nothing like I'm super loving, but I'm open to trying something new. That's like the most common one that I get. And then I'm like, oh my God, great, because our Epic is so good. And then I'll just say like, you know, it's really like, it's super buildable, but dry soft, and it adds volume and length. And then I send them like a quick photo that I have, like one eye nothing, one eye Epic. And a lot of times that gets me to get those people that maybe are like kind of interested to just grab a mascara. I mean, it's like some people will go to these parties and buy like a bunch of stuff, but I think for a lot of people it's kind of like they don't know what to buy. And if you're used to a certain brand, like you just kind of get into your own like routine of using that certain brand. But I think for me, I mean, our Epic mascara is really, really good. I feel like if you try it, you're gonna want to buy that forever. And a lot of people, you know, if it's you're buying like high-end makeup, it's somewhat pricey. But a $24 mascara for your friend, like that's something I definitely would. I'm not a huge party person when I'm in parties, but if my good friend was hosting a party and they're like, this mascara looks bomb, and it was $24, I'd be like, yeah, let me grab that mascara to help out my friend. It's not breaking the bank for me. Of course, it might be breaking the bank for some people. I'm just like comfortable with spending that, you know what I'm saying? And it gets you in the door to try a really, really good product. And it's also a product that you need to continue buying. So I like to push the Epic a lot. I also push the Totally Pumped Duo because I love it. So I get a lot of questions about that, but I'll just say like, hey, if you're not into fibers, at least try the Epic because it's amazing. A lot of times those people end up coming back for 3D later when they become real customers. But Epic is something you need to replace every 3 months. So if you can get someone on the Epic train, I think that's really good because they're going to come back to you. And I have very rarely I had one person that was not sure about Epic, but she decided she loves it and she still orders it from me. I had one girl, she's now on my team, who thought she was allergic to Epic, but she realized if she layers it with another one, like underneath, she has no reaction. Her eyes were itchy. She has no reaction when she layers it, and now she's obsessed with it. So honestly, I really have like no issues with Epic. So that's why I push it so much. But find the product that you really feel strongly about, and you can do that too. But that's just using that poll is a really easy way for me to get in people's messengers and to send a friend request without it being like blind. I'm sending them a message, I'm having a conversation with them, and now we're friends on Facebook. So they feel like, okay, yeah, I'll accept it because I just talked to this girl in my messenger for 5 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Occasionally I will like go through like the views of the posts, and if I see that like 2 girls have looked at all the posts but they're not commenting, I'll friend them too. And sometimes sometimes time just gets away from me because I do work other jobs. If I was like doing this full time, I think I would probably be a little bit better about like being more vigilant and like getting them in there. But sometimes if I like remember to do that, I'll send them a post and be like, hey, I saw that you've been like looking, or I don't know if I would say I saw that you've been looking at the posts, but I probably would send them a friend request and a message and be like, hey, like I saw you checked into Melissa's party, even though they didn't actually check in, they're just kind of like watching me silently. And I'll be like, just so you know, if you comment on my like party post, I'm actually giving away a free eye or lip liner, and that's gonna help your friends have a good party if you comment on stuff. So just get in there because you might win some free makeup. You know what I mean? People respond well to that too. Okay, so let's see. I think having conversations in Messenger is huge. Also, my party is like I do a lot of, I do like the shade match quiz. So if I'll post, it's like a very generic liquid foundation shade match. And I say like, this is just for fun. It's 3 raffle entries. I make it a lot so that people will take the quiz and post their result in the comments. And this is what I do with it. So like say someone posts and they have like medium skin tone, and then they post they got scarlet. And a lot of people will play this one because it has a high number of raffle entries. So say they look like they have a medium skin tone and then they got scarlet. This is just an example. I'll look at their profile and see that they're probably not scarlet. So I'll comment like, hey Sarah, it looks like you might have a neutral undertone, but I think this one's gonna be too light for you. Why don't you send me a good selfie tomorrow in natural light and I'll get you shade matched. Because for this, it's like I'm doing them a service. So even if they don't buy liquid foundation, I feel like everyone is kind of curious, like what color they should be wearing, because not everyone knows. And that's like providing a service to them, whether they buy it or not. Do you know what I'm saying? So instead of just like liking all those and just giving them the points, I comment on every single one. I usually will like go by their pictures, or sometimes if I can't tell by their pictures, I'll just be like, hey, if you want a true match, send me a selfie. And a lot of times they do. I've had a lot of success with that. And then when I get them in Messenger, then we start talking about different foundation options. Like sometimes I end up recommending like our new touch powder to them, liquid foundation, whatever. But once I get them in Messenger, then I can start finding out and digging deeper. What kind of skin do you have? What is your current routine? What are you looking for in a foundation? And that creates and builds a relationship with them. But that's a really good one to post. Like, don't just leave it and let it die. Go in a Messenger and find out what kind of foundation she likes. Is she happy with her current foundation? Does she wear foundation at all? And then let's get her color matched. And don't be afraid of the color match. It's simple once you get it down. You need a really good selfie. You can coach them on that. Tell them stand in front of a window. No makeup is preferable, but sometimes it's whatever. Make sure it's in good light. You know what I mean? So that's a great one. Another one I've been doing and people really love, and it's kind of time consuming, but if you have like a little folder, you can do it really easily, and you can use Pinterest. So for the fall, I'll probably change this according to seasons. In the fall, I'd post a few graphics of like pumpkin palettes, or like, just like fall themed palettes that are really beautiful. And I just do a little post that's like, hey, like, who loves a good pumpkin spice palette, or these beautiful, like rich fall colors. And I offer 2 raffle entries, and I'll say for 2 raffle entries, post your eye color in the comments and I will create a custom quad palette for you. This has been super successful for me because that's another thing. People just love things tailored to them. So they're like, oh my God, I have green eyes. What would you suggest for me? You can go into Pinterest if you don't know. There's so many options. Or if you kind of have an idea, let's take like a blank template of all our quad shades, and I'll circle ones that I know that would be good, 4 colors. And I don't like, if 3 people say brown eyes, I don't say the same palette for each one. I make it different for each one. If I know them personally, if they're people that are from my VIP and I know they have certain shades, like I'll make a completely new one that I think would look good at them. And people love that because that's, again, providing a service, and you never know. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so when someone makes so at the end of the party, people that make purchases, I friend all of them. I've probably already friended them at that point. Some people haven't accepted. I'll go into their Messenger and I'm like, thank you so much for participating in so-and-so's party. This is the link to my VIP group. I used to just add them like myself and tell them, but now I can't because of the way groups are. So my group is closed. I send them the link and I say, I do a ton of tutorials and tips in here, and I give away, and I do lots of giveaways for free makeup. So you're going to want to be in this group. So just click the link to join. They usually say thank you and whatever. And if they haven't accepted my friend request, I'll be like, hey, accept my friend request so you can join my group. Because some people will just like, maybe they just leave it and they forget about it, you know what I mean? Or they were like unsure if they wanted to be your Facebook friend, but usually that will get them the free makeup. This is like my scatterbrainy thing. Post at least 5 times per day in the parties. That's kind of like my goal. I don't really go by my goal. I just kind of like, at this point I have a script and I need to get through it. It's not important to go through every single product. We have a lot of products. So I kind of just go for my favorite things. And I'll tell you with all honesty, by the time I get to lips is the end of my party. I screw over our lip products every single time. So, and I don't mean to. It's just that I like run out of time at that point because I've been talking about all my favorite stuff, and I usually just end up like kind of screwing them over. But I always post about bonbons. I do a lipstick shade quiz, which is for raffle entries, and I tell them if they like their shade that they get. It's like a personality quiz that I can recommend a color and a product for them. So I do bonbons, I do lip stain, I do Haughty Lip Plumper, and I've been doing the powder lipsticks, even though those are limited edition. So those are like the ones that I always post about, and Splash too, but Splash has often been included in the kudos, so I kind of talk about those ones throughout. So I don't always do like a formal post on them. Unfortunately, liner, lip gloss, and opulence lipstick sometimes takes a backseat for me because those are not things that I like wear every day and love so much, and I just run out of time. But so don't feel like you have to post about every single product. Post about your favorites, go by categories, and I recommend 5 posts per day. And the good thing about like if you have iPhone, Other carriers have had it like all along, but iPhone, you can schedule posts in your groups, and that's a lifesaver if you work outside of Unique, because, or if you do anything outside of Unique, because you get busy and you can't like always post at scheduled times. If you can take 20 minutes at nighttime to schedule like your whole next day, it's gonna make you feel so good, and that's what I do. And I'm not super, like I said before, I'm not a super organized person, so not all of my days are scheduled, but if I know that I have to go to Pure Barre and I can't be on my phone from like 6 a.m. to noon, that stresses me out. That gives me anxiety. Do the people in my party care? No, they don't care. They're not waiting for me to post, but it just stresses me out. So I'll, the night before, have things going. So I've got to post at 8, I've got to post at 10, and I've got to post at noon. That's 3 posts, and sometimes I'll make them really easy ones so that I don't feel overwhelmed at night either. And then at least I know that my parties are taken care of while I'm at work. Do you know what I'm saying? That's a really good life hack tip for anyone. So if you feel like overwhelmed by post, go ahead. If you've got a party script, just do your 5 posts. And then that way, when people are interacting, you can just hop in and jump in there. You don't have to worry about posting in your groups. Try to play interactive games. That's going to get people to comment, like just like funny little things like gifts, and there's so many things about makeup. Like you can ask them questions about what they prefer. Fun, like, you know what I'm talking about when people post like a fun game. I'm trying to think of one that I have that's like popular right now. Gosh, I don't even know. An old one I used to have was like, who's your husband? And it was like went by your birth month. So it's like all these hot celebrities, but then like July was Donald Trump. So like that was a really good one because people have opinions. So it was all these hot celebrities. So like people that were considered conventionally good looking, but not everyone has the same taste. So that got a lot of conversation because people would be like, I'm February, but I don't think James Franco is hot. And oh my God, I'm born in July. I would never marry Donald Trump. And that's like just funny, stupid stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Okay. Talked about the giveaway. Don't post and pray. Don't just post and pray that people are gonna like get interactive. Like you're gonna have to take it into Messenger. If someone's like really close to qualifying, I mean, you should be working to qualify all your parties. If someone's really close to qualifying, be like, hey, you're so close. First of all, this is another thing. I got my back scratched out again. If say someone needs like 40 more bucks to qualify, try to let your hostesses know that if they get the kudos in their party link, that's going to get them free makeup, because you cannot use like Ycash on any like promotional items. So like a kudos is a good way to do that. So that will encourage them to like qualify their link. If they're really close and they don't want to purchase, or they already have, ask them if they've had anyone that's interested, if you can reach out to anyone. Because sometimes they'll be like, oh yeah, actually, because people just get busy and they forget. They're like, oh yeah, my friend actually was saying she wanted the mascara. So you can reach out to that person. You can go back to people. My parties are 10 days long. 10 days is a long time. So sometimes you can go back to the beginning. Someone said that they were looking for a good bronzer, and then I kind of like let it go. They never ordered and I kind of forgot. Like I'll go back to that post and be like, hey, you said you're looking for a bronzer. Do you want me to recommend a color for you? Or just so you know, like, so-and-so's party is closing soon. If they're getting close to the end, I'll be like, say it's just a few dollars, like, I don't know, say it's $50. I'll say, so-and-so is 2 epic mascaras away from qualifying for free makeup. Like, let's get her there. Like, sometimes that will motivate people to get in there. And now that, I know this is going to change, but before we could only do 1 qualified party per month in our own name. What I've been doing is I've been funneling my VIP orders through some of my parties if they're close. And that to me is just good customer service, because that's going to bring your hostess back to you. Like, you went out of your way to qualify her and get her free makeup. And that means she's going to make a purchase with her Ycash, you know what I mean? So it's also going to benefit you, because say she's got $20 in Ycash to spend, chances are she's going to spend a little bit more than that in her order. You know what I mean? All right, I'm about to wrap up. So guys, if you have specific party questions, I know there's only like 2 of you on, let me know, because I can answer it now, or if you've just thought of something from whatever I've said, because I think I've gotten through most of it. Very little comment. So like I said before, with consistency, I pretty much post a selfie like every day on my Facebook. I also post that selfie in my parties, which is a really easy way. And a hack, which I actually got from Michelle, say you're posting a selfie on your, or whatever it is, a video, post a selfie on your personal wall. And I kind of like list what I use, or say I use the kudos or something. You can share, if it's on your personal wall, you can share that very quickly into all your parties. And I know not everyone does this, but I've had a lot of really good success of posting just my daily looks and listing what I have on, or even if it's just one item, because people will like be like, oh my God, maybe they weren't interested, but they're like, oh my gosh, I love that lip color, and that's gonna get them in to the party and interested. So that for me has always been really successful. If I do live videos, when you start a live video, the very beginning, so if I'm on my personal wall and I'm starting a live video, a little thing is gonna pop up in the middle in the first 5 seconds or so, and it'll say share to groups. So I share it to my VIP and I share it to all my party groups. And this is amazing because it wasn't always like this. I always would share my live videos to my parties like once they were done because you couldn't share it in real time. But even if people aren't telling you that they're watching, they are, because I'll get comments later from someone that never even checked into the party, and they'll be like, hey, I saw that video you did with palette 3. This happened recently. I did like a palette 3 look, and this woman's like, I don't even wear a lot of eyeshadow, but that was beautiful, and I want palette 3, and then I want all these other things too. So when you share your live videos, that's an opportunity for them to see you interacting and being yourself on video, and that's gonna like help them make a connection with you. And also they just see more looks. Not everyone's going to be the type to sit down and watch your live video, but someone might just see it and be like, oh, this is interesting, I'm going to take a look, and that's how you get like more people involved. I also always make sure to share promotional deals and looks, like the kudos. Like if I'm doing a kudos look, you better believe it's going in there, and I talk about the kudos a lot so that people, because it takes a long time for people to kind of like commit to something. If you post it a few different times, you might grab someone. And then lastly, so this is my last note unless someone has any questions, but also if you guys are watching the replay, feel free to put a question in here and I can answer it later. I always try to revamp. So like I said, I have my script. My script has changed so much over the years. Like if you feel like your welcome video is old, it's a pain in the butt, but film a new one, okay? I just recently filmed a new one and I hadn't for a year. So it was old, like my hair was different. I feel like I was more comfortable a year later talking on screen. So it's just like, if you just want to keep updating. I have like a lot of selfies where I post like my addiction palettes and I'll just have it in the picture. I update them. I look different. My makeup skills have improved. I change things frequently. I change out the graphics. Some things are old because it takes, to be honest, it's very time consuming to be changing stuff all the time. But for that kind of stuff, if you can just change little bits here and there, it's helpful. I change the wording. Sometimes I'll go to copy and paste something and I'm like, oh, I don't even like this paragraph at all. And I just completely trash it and I just write like a couple, like 3 short sentences and I feel like it's more short and concise. So always just be like constantly editing yourself and becoming like the current version of yourself that you want to portray as a unique presenter. Change up your, if you do something new and it has a lot of traction, post that, make that part of your, put it in your mock group if that helps you keep track of it. Sometimes I forget about posts, like once I start my next round of parties because it was a little while ago. Keep track of it, make sure that you're still, you know, keeping it fresh and new and using stuff that actually really gets conversation going, you know what I mean? So always kind of editing yourself and making it better. And I'm actually going to end there because I feel like I've been rambling forever. But yeah, that's kind of it. So if you guys catch the replay and you want to ask me questions, feel free to do that. And yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome Saturday. I hope this was at least a little bit helpful. So let me know. And yeah, try some of these little tips and tricks on your personal wall and in your parties. All right, bye guys.